Hey everybody, it's Wednesday, and we find ourselves in Genesis chapter 3. Now, if you recall last week, we ended Genesis chapter 2 with Adam and Eve standing naked in the Garden of Eden, a pristine and untouched world. Well, there was a fascinating blend of innocence and simplicity. And at that time, the concept of shame, that just didn't exist. People roamed freely, unencumbered by the moral intricacies of good and evil. Now picture it, a beautiful place where beings known as humans walk the earth, initially without any sense of guilt or wrongdoing. Now the first humans, well, that was Adam, and he was crafted in God's image. He was a reflection of God's character. This wasn't just a random occurrence. It was a deliberate design with a significant purpose in mind, to be representatives of God. I'm reading now from Genesis chapter 3, verse 1. Now the serpent was more crafty than any of the wild animals that the Lord God had made. He said to the woman, "Now did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden?" Well, the woman said to the serpent, "We may eat fruit from the trees in the garden. But God did say you must not eat fruit from the tree that is in the middle of the garden. And you must not touch it, or you will die." "Oh, you will certainly not die," the serpent said to the woman, "for God knows that when you eat from it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good from evil." Now when the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food, and pleasing to the eye, and also desirable for gaining wisdom, well, she took some and ate it. And she also gave some to her husband, who was right there with her. And he ate it. And when the eyes of both of them were opened, and they realized they were naked, well, they sewed fig leaves together and made coverings for themselves. Then the man and his wife heard the sound of the Lord God as he was walking in the garden in the cool of the day, and they hid from the Lord God among the trees of the garden. Now think about what it means to be created in the image of something as extraordinary as God. These humans were meant to embody certain qualities of their Creator, then sharing and showcasing those attributes to the world around them. They were appointed as caretakers of the earth and entrusted with the responsibilities to nurture, protect, and enrich the environment. God blessed them with the tools and knowledge to cultivate the earth and develop it into a thriving paradise for all living beings. The Lord called to the man, "Where are you?" And he answered, "I heard you in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked, so I hid." And he said, "Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree that I commanded you not to eat from?" The man said, "Well, the woman you put here with me, she gave me some fruit from that tree, and I ate it." Then the Lord God said to the woman, "What is this you have done?" "Well, the serpent deceived me, and I ate." So the good Lord said to the serpent, "Because you have done this, cursed are you above all livestock and above all wild animals. You will crawl on your belly, and you will eat dust all the days of your life. And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your offspring and hers. And he will crush your head, and you will strike his heel." To the woman he said, "I will make your pains in childbearing very severe. With painful labor you will give birth to the children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you." To Adam he said, "Because you listened to your wife and ate the fruit from the tree, about which I commanded you, you must not eat from it. Cursed is the ground because of you. Through painful toil you will eat food from it all the days of your life. It will produce thorns and thistles for you to eat, and the plants of the field. By the sweat of your brow you will eat your food until you return to the ground, since from it you were taken, for dust you are, and to dust you will return." Here's where things start to get interesting. God granted these humans immense dignity and freedom. That freedom was paired with a significant question. Would they choose to turn towards the giver of life or distance themselves from him? In the backdrop lurked a crafty and conniving character known as the serpent. This wasn't just any snake. It was a creature set on rebellion, intent on leading humans astray. The serpent had a clever tale to tell. It whispered that the full fruit of the tree of knowledge wouldn't bring them death as God warned. Instead, it insisted that tasting the fruit was the key to true life, a means to becoming their own masters. Now, Adam and Eve were created with a sense of wonder and admiration for God. But the thought of gaining deeper knowledge and autonomy, well, it must have been incredibly appealing. The serpent's seductive words offered them a tantalizing glimpse of independence, a chance to forge their own path, a path of their own choosing. In a pivotal moment, that forever changed our world. Humans made their choice. They reached for the fruit. And just like that, the narrative took a drastic turn. This decision sparked a cascade of consequences that rippled through their lives and the world around them. Suddenly, the intimacy that they shared with each other and with God, well, it became tainted. Life becomes a journey filled with the challenges and the hardships, whether at home or in the fields. The story paints a vivid picture of life fraught with pain and struggle, all stemming from that original act of rebellion. Okay, but here's my 2 cents worth. With the promise of grace, there always remains a chance for a new beginning. So that's it for this week, folks. Next week, we'll be getting into Genesis chapter 4.